pedo, changos? ¿Qué pedo, monos? Estamos en un nuevo video. Vamos a estar aquí reaccionando a los momentos más tristes de la gente. Y pues vamos a ver qué pasa, qué sucede. Vamos a darle.
After I picked up my daughter's ashes from the funeral, I went home and ate some of them.
I found one of my old suicide notes in my father's office. He knew that I had suicidal tendencies, but never talked to me about it or changed his abusive behavior.
My biggest heartbreak was when my father passed away from cardiac arrest from shoveling the driveway.
Bueno, empezamos algo fuerte, ¿no? Empezamos algo fuerte. Está muy cabrón. Imagínense que pues tienes un hijo, una hija. Ahora estoy hablando de la primera parte, pero imagínense que se muere y luego te comes las cenizas. Eso está un poco raro, ¿no? Ahora la segunda, lo segundo es lo que acaba de decir este güey. Eso está muy feo. La verdad, creo que no me imagino lo que se debe sentir. Que pues es como si tienes una pistola, por ejemplo, y le vas a disparar a alguien, pero alguien te está viendo y no lo intenta detener. ¿Sí me explico? No sé si estoy haciendo la analogía bien, pero eso está muy feo. La verdad que mal pedo y qué triste.
After I was taken in an ambulance for my suicide attempt.
I am dating 4 guys simultaneously to cope with my heartbreak that happened 5 years back. I recognize it is wrong, but don't feel guilty about it. Yeah, that's crazy, 4 guys.
Some kids in my class formed a WhatsApp hate group of my name a year back. I recently found out that my best friend is also a member in it.
Looking back at what my father made me do to my younger cousins when I was 8 years old, I realized that I am a molester. I would imagine that would have really deep and long-lasting negative effects on that person and their cousins even. They were 8 and they were being forced into doing something, so don't feel guilty because, I mean, you're an 8-year-old, you really couldn't consent to anything, so.
I got raped at a party my sophomore year of college. I had never been in a relationship and was planning on saving myself for marriage. No one deserves to be robbed of so much, especially someone who's never been in a relationship. To experience a violent kind of shattering of your own personal boundaries is probably one of the most heartbreaking things that can happen. The one thing that they can't take away from you is your own willingness of giving yourself to another person and open your heart, because I think that's what truly matters.
My boyfriend manipulated and forced me into having an abortion of our baby that I really wanted to keep. He called me crazy and broke up with me a few months later, saying, "You're not getting over it fast enough. I'm paranoid that I can never have a child again." Being in a relationship with someone who's manipulative.
Bueno, aquí se puso todavía más fuerte el video. Que mal pedo que tuvo que abortar y que en realidad sí quería el bebé. Pero pues no sabemos muy bien cómo estuvo la situación. Aún así, con lo poco que sabemos, qué triste.
Is a very real thing, and give it a shot with someone else that you really love. Don't discount the whole idea.
My stepmom is very rude to me and continuously breaks my heart. I have ADHD, and each time I mess up, she reminds me how my friends and I don't hang out often. It hurts because I used to look up to her. I hope I can leave the house when I become a teenager. Wow. I think this makes me sad because this is obviously someone who's pretty young who wrote this. They're not even a teenager yet. And to have someone who's in your home who's supposed to love you and care for you be the one that's actually antagonizing you, I think it's really, it really sucks. Their stepmom is human too. What they say is not necessarily true, and they shouldn't carry this with them. Yeah.
My best friend and I would spend almost every single day together. People would say our friendship was straight out of a movie. I struggled a lot with depression and anxiety, so one day I decided to tell him all about my worries. Because of this, he started to become distant. Once, when I was ranting a lot, he looked me in the eyes and said, "I wish you would kill yourself already." I still love him and hate myself for that. Whoa. Yeah, that's scary. It's like one day there's someone, your friends, or someone like you trust the most.
A ver, ¿qué pedo con este? Este fue como que el más raro hasta ahorita, ¿no? No me lo veía venir. Es su mejor amigo, se la pasa siempre con él. Todos le dicen que son muy son muy buenos amigos, que quedan muy bien juntos y todo ese pedo. Y pues le empieza a contar lo que trae en la cabeza, ¿no? De que se siente, no sé, deprimida, triste, lo que sea. Y este güey, en lugar de decirle, no, pues, no, pues te voy a ayudar, vamos a que te ayude, no sé, alguna cosa así, le dice en lugar todo lo opuesto. Qué raro. Ese es un momento triste, obviamente, para ella, pero si le ve el lado bueno, es algo bueno que pues ya no esté en su vida esa persona, porque estaba bastante rara, ¿no? Vamos a ver qué más pasa y
Then another day, they just kind of like become like a whole different person. I think it takes a while to rebuild that trust again with other people. It's hard.
The last few women I've slept with have turned out to be racist. One of them started calling a stranger black slurs. Another night, a different woman shouted racist stereotypes at a stranger. As a black Latin woman, it hurts endlessly to know that people I shared my body with could be so hateful towards people that look like me. Whoa. I imagine it must be really startling and like a punch in the face of sorts. Racism is one of the most vile or hateful ways to interact with someone. Our relationships or our past aren't representative of who we are. Like, just because you have been with people who have turned out to be evil or bad does not mean that you are necessarily evil or bad. Or even if you were racist in the past, or if you had done bad things, that doesn't define who you are now. But it's really important to know and recognize who it is that you are and how it is that you want to live your life.
The other day, I took a few selfie pictures of myself and realized how ugly I am. It breaks my heart to acknowledge how much I hate my face.
bueno, este güey tiene mucha razón. Está diciendo puras cosas que tienen sentido, tienen razón. Lo que mi compare, dice es que, pues, por ejemplo, si tú bueno, aquí la que leyó, el comentario que leyó, decía que, pues, con las parejas que él estaba, eran racistas y que, pues, él sentía que también eran racistas con él. Entonces, lo que mi compare, el que está hablando aquí, dice es que, pues, no te dejes como que eso te defina, que eso defina tu pasado, que eso te cambie, por así decirlo, y que lo importante es que, pues, decidas quién quieres ser en realidad después de eso, y que no dejes que eso, que tu pasado defina cómo vas a ser en el presente, en el futuro. Entonces, pues, si has estado como con gente como el del comentario, el del momento, por así decirlo, pues que pues, no sé, son malas personas, por así decirlo también, pues no dejes que te definan y lo que importa es cómo actúes en el presente. Vamos a ver qué pedo. Espero que me hayan entendido. Está un poco complicado porque aquí está hablando de una persona y luego de comentario, pero bueno, vamos a ir.
That's really rough. That's the worst feeling. There's a lot of pain in feeling inadequate in your appearance and just comparing yourself constantly to other people who you perceive as more attractive in society. There's unspoken standards of beauty which really impact how confident you are when you're interacting with people, and that's very unfortunate.
Once I wore my basic outfit, white t-shirt and jeans, to my mom's birthday party. One of her friends, who I've never met before, said to me that I am too fat and need to lose weight. The worst part was that my mom heard it but said nothing. I left the party immediately because I could not hold back my tears. Like, you already have this part of yourself that is like very vulnerable, and then a complete stranger like points it out very rudely, and then your mother also doesn't come to your defense or come to support you. I didn't always think.
Bueno, volvemos al casi el mismo tema de la mamá, porque al principio del video vimos que su mamá no le hacía caso, algo así, y que se quería ir de la casa. Bueno, aquí ya es distinto porque ya está grande la chava, no sé qué sea. Y pues va a esta fiesta y su mamá no la defiende. Entonces, pues, la verdad es que triste. Creo que ahí lo mejor que puede hacer es pues alejarse de ella, porque no es como que alguien que quieras tener cerca de tu vida. O al menos yo. Comenten, ustedes qué harían si su mamá les hace eso. La verdad que qué mala madre, ¿no? Pero bueno, vamos a ver qué pasa.
The clothes I wanted to wear suited me, and there was like this moment I distinctly remember in middle school, it was like in math class, and I just I looked down and I was like, oh wow, like I don't feel great, and like I couldn't focus on anything else. Like, I was in class, I was supposed to be learning, but that was all I could think of. I don't know, I really wonder what they did after when they left the party. I hope they're okay.
What do you think they would have done?
First, like, take a walk, maybe cry. Crying feels better. You need that sometimes, so.
Bueno, se acabó el video. Espero que les haya gustado el video y que hayan aprendido. Yo creo que la parte más importante fue esa, que como el minuto 6 creo, que pues no dejes que algo de tu pasado te defina, porque todavía se puede pues cambiar. Y bueno, espero que les haya gustado el video. Comenten y síganme para más.